Hey, everybody. Of course, I'm 15 minutes late. I announced on the page this morning that I would be here at 3, so I apologize for that. A nurse called. When you get those calls, you've got to take them because it is so hard to get back in touch with these people. Medical offices, you end up playing just phone tag. So I had to take that call, and that put me off a few minutes. So I apologize, but I'm here. If you're here, please say hello. Let me make sure I can. Yep, there's Kay. How are you, Kay? Today we're going to make a 3-dimensional project. Hi, Loopy. And I don't really have any news today. Hi, Kathy. Let me turn my camera around here. Here we go. Just remember the October host code. Today is Monday, October 11th. Gosh, we're almost through middle of October. It's going to be trick or treat. And today is an October-ish type day here in the Kansas City area. It's a little chilly, a little rainy. We're having soup for dinner. So it's one of those days. We are using the Gorgeous Leaves bundle for our project today. Let's see if I can pull out my little catalog here. The fall things are kind of toward the back, page 47 in the Holiday Mini. Really cute little images. I love the wood and the little splatters, but I also love the leaf dies. And then the coordinating dies cut out the stamped images, and then you get these other little fancy leaves dies. So it's a keeper. It's a pretty classic set. We're going to use the sentiment from the paper pumpkins. I'm going to use the Gather Together. I'm going to make let me show you what we're going to make. On Mondays, I kind of like to try and make, if I set this down there, I'll lose it forever. Hi, Donna. I try and do little 3-dimensional projects for Make It Monday, and then do my card on Wednesday. So we're going to make this little crate. And I used Early Espresso. I don't know if you can see the little, I embossed my Early Espresso cardstock. And then I filled it with some little goodies. I thought this would be cute for a little place setting at Thanksgiving. Or to give a coworker or a friend, just a little treat. It's just stands up like that. I filled it with some Chex Mix that is addictive. It's Chex Mix Dark Chocolate. And you know, I like dark chocolate, but I'd prefer milk chocolate. This is not overwhelmingly dark. It's very good. It's salty and sweet. So that's what I filled my little bag with, but you could fill it with candies or whatever. So to start with, I'm sorry, my nose, of course, since I'm on air, on live, my nose is going to start itching. You need a piece of, and I need to cut this. And I'll put this out on my blog after this, all the measurements to help, but it needs to be 5.5, so you can make 2 out of 1 piece of 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock. You can make 2 of the little, I'm calling it a crate. It's a little box. So I've got a piece of 5.5 by 6. It's almost square. And thank you, Kay. I am going to score it on the 6-inch side at 1.5 And I'm using the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer and 4.5. It has a nice scoring blade, but if you don't have that, you can always use your bone folder and just, with your trimmer, and just, do your score line that way. Or use a scoring tool. I recommend a scoring tool for every craft room. And then on the 5.5-inch side, we're going to do it at 2 and 3.5. And you know what? Before we did all of that, I should have embossed that with, oh my goodness, the Timber embossing folder. Of course, because I'm trying to make it look like a little wooden crate, and I'm not sure the camera's picking it up, but there's a little bit of embellishment on there, and the folder is perfect for a 6-inch piece of cardstock. I'm going to run that through. I just did my Stampin' Cut and Emboss over to the edge there so it doesn't shake my whole work surface. And hopefully I can still see these score marks. But just in case, let's do that again. Okay, this is my 5.5-inch, so I'm going to do it at 2 and 3.5. And then on the 6-inch side, I'm doing it at 1.5 and 4.5. I'm going to find those score lines and fold. Boxes are real easy, you all. If you've not made a 3D paper craft, boxes are the easiest thing to start with. So I'm going to take my little bone folder here. And burnish those real good. And then we've got these little side tabs. Early Espresso doesn't show up on camera very well. But these little, these are 1.5-inch squares is what they are. I am going to trim just to that first score line on those score lines. Just kind of gives you a guide. And I'll put a diagram on my blog too. A cutting and scoring diagram, and that kind of helps sometimes, I think. Okay, then I kind of like to trim my tabs. If you've seen me make boxes before, it just kind of helps square everything up a little bit. So I'm going to fold that in. And I'm going to put just a little bit of my multi-purpose liquid glue on these tabs and fold one of these sides up. Kathy says it is picking it up. Good, good. Okay, now that's the back of our box, and now I'm going to put some adhesive here. I would suggest, I like to use multi-purpose liquid glue because it's just my favorite. But I would suggest on any 3D project that you use a stronger adhesive. So like maybe a Stampin' Seal Plus or a used to be called Sticky Strip, but now it's called something else. Just something tear and tape that has a little bit more oomph. And now I'm just making sure that these are all squaring up well. It's pretty good. There we go. So I always like to have my little crease showing the back. So that decides, that's my back, just so those creases won't be in the front of my crate. So that's just the little box. That's so simple to do. Now I'm still working on, because I really wanted to have a little die cut right here, like a handle on a crate, but I couldn't figure it out. So if I do later on, I'll let you know, because I thought that would be really cute. I need to find a little die or a little punch. I didn't want a circle. I wanted a little something to make it look like a crate, but I'll keep thinking on that. Okay, now the next part is just embellishing it, and it's going to be really easy. I am going to use my dies from our Gorgeous Sleeves. And I'm using pumpkin pie, a little scrap of crushed curry, and then we're going to stamp a little bit, and then I'm going to take one of these little tiny dies and cut a out of our burnished gold foil papers. So we're going to do that one. Let me find my tape. And then I think I'll cut this off a little bit. You can just grab a bunch of scraps in fall colors. And that is not what I want. This one. We're just going to put a bundle of leaves on our front of our crate here. So those are ready to roll. Now let's take a scrap of basic white. Here is something I messed up. Little piece I messed up last week. And I am stamping, y'all. Forgot to put them on blocks. I'm going to do the little maple leaf and this little, would that be like a white aspen leaf? I don't know. And I'm going to grab some, looks like crushed, or Cajun craze, and looks like crumb cake. And a couple blocks. Here, I have some blocks right here. But they may not be big enough. No, they're not. Let me go grab a couple bigger ones. Okay. This one's probably it. Don't you love that image? I just love the image on this set. Okie dokie. Now we're going to grab the dies that go with that. Boop. Boop. Okay. I'm missing a plate. Y'all, my craft room is a disaster right now. It's just one of those things that, here it is. Other things take priority, and cleaning this mess up hasn't been one of my priorities. Okay, I'm going to slip this into the cutting machine. There we go. I need new plates, right? Look at that plate. Well loved. Well loved plate. It still works. Okay. Let's grab our die brush. Well used and well loved. You're right, Loopy. These intricate dies are always so pretty. And yet, a lot of times you can add a piece of wax paper in between your die and your cardstock, and that helps. Or some people use dryer sheets, and then your cardstock smells really pretty to help get those little pieces out of there. If you got my card kit for September, if you placed an order with me the month of September, you got a lot of these die cuts leaves. So if you place an order with me during the month and use the host code, there's the October host code, and it's $50 or more, I will send you a card kit with 4 pretty cards. And this one might not have cut all the way through. Yeah, it did. And I am going to design those cards, but I promise you they'll be very beautiful. I'm waiting on an order to get in. It's shipped already, but it's not here yet. Show you guys something new. Sorry this is taking so long. This little gold piece I probably should have ran through a couple of times. We're getting it off. I was going to try and come on this morning like I did last week, but I was watching a couple of my little grandkids last night because their folks went to the Chiefs game. And if you're from Kansas City, you know there was a rain delay, like a 47-minute rain delay. And so I was out very, very late. I was over at their home so I could get the kiddos in bed so they'd get up for school today. Anyway, I got home very late, so I kind of slept in this morning instead of coming on here at early. I didn't sleep till 10, but I slept in. Okay, now I am going to glue my little leaves just right on the front of the box. Make sure this is the front. And I'm not being fancy or anything. I'm just putting a little glue kind of at the base. So I'm putting these larger leaves on first. Looks like I did this. Sorry, my nose is just itching. Then I kind of folded these just to give them a little movement, dimension. This one I kind of just folded in half down the center. I've got a tiny little thing that didn't pop out. There we go. Okay, and the final thing I did was I popped this little gold one on and I used a mini dimensional for it. And I just put it on the back. It kind of shows through, but not enough that it makes a difference. And I put it right here. Okay. And then for the sentiment, I used the Gather Together from the Pretty Pumpkins set. Which I've already got it on a block. And I'm using the Early Espresso ink to kind of match back to my, I'm sorry you guys, my nose just itches. I'm using the Early Espresso ink to kind of match back to my box. Almost done. These are so cute. And then let me let this dry a little bit so I don't smear it. Then I'm just going to use my paper snips. And just kind of cut around. Get rid of that. Did anyone on here stay up and watch the Chiefs game till the end? It was not pretty. Okay, so that's what I did with the sentiment. I just kind of cut around it, made it fancy. And then I'm going to pop it on here with some, these are not the mini dimensionals, these are just the regular ones. And I might have to, I think I can put one right there. There we go. Loopy's hubby did. He wasn't happy. Yeah, I don't think many people were. I watched it until our little quarterback, he's such a cutie pie, I love him. I watched it until they, what do they call it when they hike the ball to the quarterback? And he dropped it, and then he tried to pick it up, and he dropped it again because it was so wet. And then the other team got the ball, and I'm like, okay. Okay, so I'm just sticking that kind of right down there, and I'm going to add a little bow with my linen thread. If I can find it. Here it is. Y'all know this is the linen thread my dog got a hold of. I caught him pretty quick before he slobbered all over it, but it kind of came unraveled. And then I'm just going to put a little, whoops, I already had the lid off of there. Just a little drop right there at the base of that gold foil leaf. Decide which side's prettier. We'll let that dry a minute. And then I used, for my Chex Mix, I used the gusseted cellophane bags. And I believe we still carry them. I want to make sure, though. I know we're carrying some with a print on them in the holiday catalog. Here we go. Yes. 10. Nope. 9. There is a print on them. They're printed gusseted cellophane bags. They're 3 inches by 9, and they are food safe. These are old ones, retired. I do have the printed ones, but I just didn't grab them. But they're the same thing. They just have little white kind of starbursts on them. They're real cute. I'd go grab them, but I'm not sure where they're at. So then I just kind of put my bag in there. This is really close to the camera. I kind of like the colors for fall of this dark chocolate too. That was one of my reasons for picking it out. And I thought if you made a Halloween crate, that would be really cute too, to use this dark chocolate. And like I said, it doesn't taste, you know, real dark chocolatey. And then to tie the bag closed, I use, this is from the holiday catalog. This is 3/8 inch chevron weave ribbon, and it's in evergreen color. Do they put the color on here? No. I'll have a list of supplies on my on the Facebook, this post. If you come back, you'll see a list of all the supplies as soon as I get done here. That's the first thing I do, is add the supplies for you guys. Sometimes when I do these bags, there we go, I will use those clear little rubber bands. That kind of helps close them. And then put my ribbon on. But this worked okay. Oops. I'm just putting a simple little bow on there. This would be one of my door prizes at one of my live classes. Remember when we had live classes, Loopy and Donna and Kathy? You guys would I'd draw a name to win this, but poo, COVID, I hate it. Okay, there we go. So cute. Trim this off a little bit. That is the little crate. Like I said, if I figure something out to put a little punch there to make a little crate handle, I will let you know. Oh, I miss them too. It's just so hard right now with all of the mandates and things, and some people are very nervous, and space and all that. But I really do hope to start having some more live classes soon. Maybe in the spring. We'll see what happens. You know, my mom's surgery's coming up, so I think my weeks through the holidays will be kind of spent with kind of that. But maybe in the late winter, early spring, I can figure something out. We'll see what happens with the COVID. It looks like the numbers are going down, so that's a good thing. So, because I miss them too. They were the fun part of my job, is being with you guys. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. I will be here Wednesday morning And you know what I think I'm going to do is send out an email on Wednesday, first thing Wednesday morning. So when you pop out of bed, check your email if you're on my email list. If you're not, you need to jump over to my blog, theplaidpoodle.com, and sign up for it. And I think I'll put a calendar with the times, because I kind of know now what my schedule is going to kind of be like. So that way I'll have a schedule and you guys will have a schedule, and then I will still announce it, every week too. So have a great afternoon, and we will see you Wednesday morning. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.